Unscripted.
With a little sunshine comes a little bit of rain as well, as Sony has made some interesting announcements leading up to the release of the PlayStation 5 console in a matter of a week's time. Exactly a week away if you're in North America. So again, we are very much at a particular point in time where mostly all the stuff we're hearing is pretty good news, right? I got to be honest, the stuff that we've been hearing so far, I can't complain. I just think that we're getting some pretty decent news. It's some news that clearly is going to lead us up to some fantastic stuff down the line, obviously. Okay. So for me personally, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it all kind of works out. Clearly, it all can't be great news, but at the same time, some bad news is bound to happen every now and then. We get bad news about Xbox. We get bad news on PlayStation. It happens. And I've sort of kind of went into this a little bit before, but at the same time, I feel like now that Sony has kind of confirmed a couple of these things, it'd be a really good time to kind of really get into it and sort of kind of talk about exactly what's going on and how this affects gamers individually. And, just because I feel like it's a sort of a service as well. Like I said, no company is perfect. And so we have a situation where obviously, these type of situations is happening. And again, it really just depends on how you look at it, whether these things are super bad. One of these things is kind of a bad thing, but it is what it is. And I kind of want to get into it, so let's go. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. If you're looking for a way to help out my crummy channel, the best way to go about it is a simple like. It's free for you, and it means everything to me. So please feel free to hit that like button. Maybe take a minute to consider subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. It does mean a lot to me. So with that being said, you guys have been fantastic. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everyone in between. You really are appreciated and wanted. So thank you so much for all the support and things like that. It has been an amazing journey heading into a new generation with everybody and all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys so much. With that being said, let's get down to business, shall we? So before I did a video about this as well, PlayStation 5 launch day sales will be online only according to Sony. PlayStation 5 launch day sales will be conducted online in all regions. Sony actually confirmed that today, while it was just a rumor previously. With a new post on the official PlayStation blog, SIE Content Communications Director Sid Schumann confirmed that no units will be available in store for purchase on launch day. This has been decided to keep gamers, retailers, and staff safe. Earlier today, Mr. Yoshida confirmed that no PlayStation 5 units would be sold in Japan, so the latest announcement isn't particularly shocking. In the interest of keeping our gamers, retailers, and staff safe among the pandemic, today we are confirming that all day of launch sales will be conducted through the online stores of our retail partners. No units will be available in store for purchase on launch day, November 12th or November 19th, depending on your region. Please don't plan on camping out or lining up at your local retailer on launch days in hope of finding a PlayStation 5 console for purchase. Be safe, stay home, and place your order online. Now, gamers who have pre-ordered for pickup at their local retailer should be able to do so at their designated appointment time under the retailer's safety protocols. Clearly, this is something that a lot of people are going to be talking about, and it is a bit of a bummer. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get, these consoles at actual stores anytime soon. Like what I mean is, you're not going to be able to just walk into a GameStop or a Walmart and pick one up. Now, while that might seem a little bit unfortunate, obviously there are some issues that come along with that, and there's a reason why Sony is doing it that way. Obviously trying to keep people safe and things like that, which that much of it is completely understandable. Like I said, not everything is going to be great news. There were two other bits of news that sort of came out that I feel like they should definitely be covered, and both of these little bits, a piece of news, should, I think a lot of people are going to feel a different way about them or whatsoever. But again, this is going to be something that really comes down to the type of person you are and the type of gamer you are and whether or not this matters. For me personally, I thought this was pretty clear when Mark Cerny said it, but Sony has confirmed that the PlayStation 5 won't support solid-state drive storage expansion at launch. It's reserved for a future update. Sony says this PlayStation 5 can load virtual worlds far faster than ever before, thanks to one of the fastest solid-state drives ever made, but also not particularly a big drive. Sony's confirmed to The Verge that you won't be able to expand that blazing fast solid-state drive storage on day one. While the PS5 features a dedicated internal slot that can theoretically fit standard stick-shaped M.2 solid-state drives, the slot will apparently be disabled out of the box. This is reserved for a future update, Sony says. If you've been paying close attention to PlayStation 5 news, it won't be a big surprise since PlayStation hardware architect Mark Cerny spent several minutes talking up the solid-state drive storage expansion feature as part of his technical preview back in March. But he also said at that time that support was likely to be a bit just past launch, and they actually linked that in there as well. So all the doom and gloomers saying this is bad and terrible news and they didn't tell us, we apparently knew, but obviously this was something that kind of went under the radar leading up to launch. I personally wasn't planning on getting one till next year anyway, so this is not really a big deal to me either. He says it'd be great if it happened at launch, but it's likely to be a bit past it, so please hold off on getting that M.2 drive until you hear from us. That's directly quote from Mark Cerny. What's the holdup? Well, as Cerny explained, not all M.2 solid-state drives are fast enough to keep up with the PS5, thin enough to fit into the solid-state drive bay, or compatible with Sony's I/O controller, and Sony promised to do compatibility testing later this year to make sure. So at the very least, Cerny suggests off-the-shelf solid-state drives would need to deliver more than 5.5 gigabytes a second of bandwidth over a PCI Gen 4 connection and not have a giant heatsink so large that they won't fit into the PlayStation 5 bay. Again, this is going to be very interesting. In the meantime, you might find yourself having to manage your PlayStation 5's internal storage carefully. The PlayStation 5's 825 gigabyte solid-state drive may come with as little as 667 gigs of usable storage, according to leaks. Compare that to the size requirements of some of the PS5 launch games. Sackboy's 32 gigs, Miles Morales is 50 gigs, Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition is 105 gigs, Demon's Souls is 66 gigs, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War 133 gigs. So I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be shifting some things around if you're going to do that, or just focus on one at a time or whatever, or a couple at a time. I think that might be a bit of a smart thing to do as well. But again, this is all stuff that, like I said, we knew about for a little while now. And we're just now starting to get some of that confirmation, which I think makes a lot of sense, just kind of obviously going off of what we've been hearing in the past. And so, again, not the be-all, end-all type thing that many of us were expecting, but still something that people should be aware of heading into next generation is the fact that, you might have to shuffle some things around and kind of get things kind of out there, because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to put everything on there or get an expansion right away. I would assume sometime early next year, however, we will definitely be getting the update or whatever. It's a simple update required to sort of put that out there. So just so everybody knows, that's what to expect, and that's basically what they're saying. And this isn't anything new, like I said, as Mark Cerny has already said this multiple times before. So let's not kind of all lose our stuff and just pretend that this wasn't something that wasn't already known. Even if you didn't remember it, it's definitely something that that was known. So with that being said, there was one more bit of news. PlayStation 5 apparently won't support native 1440p resolution after all, even though it was rumored to. When the subject of next-gen console resolution came up, they hear a lot about 4K, but what about 1440p? Obviously, the Xbox Series S will support 1440p as it's been specifically designed around that resolution, and Microsoft has said the Series X will support it as well, but what about the PlayStation 5? Sony was pretty quiet on the subject. Previously, monitor manufacturer BenQ hinted that the PS5 would have support for 1440p, but it seems they were mistaken. According to IGN Italy, representatives from Sony have officially confirmed that the PS5 doesn't support 1440p natively. Now you'll still be able to connect to a 1440p screen with your PS5 and play games, but you'll most likely be getting a 1080p signal upscaled to 1440p, which doesn't always look great. Of course, it isn't anything new. Surprisingly, the PS4 Pro only supported 1080p and 4K natively as well. Functionality, a large number of games ran at 1440p. So why does it matter? Well, if you're strictly a couch and TV gamer, it probably doesn't. The vast majorities of TVs are either 1080p or 4K, with 1440p screens being exceedingly rare. That said, 1440p screens are popular amongst a subset of PC gamers, so those looking to play their PS5 games on their monitor may be in for less than an optimal experience. Of course, Sony giving PC gamers the cold shoulder isn't terribly surprising. According to this, they've started to allow some of their games like Horizon Zero Dawn to be ported to PC, but they're still primarily are about the console TV experience. The PlayStation obviously launches on November 12th and the 19th respectively, but how does this affect you? Like, I was going back and forth with people on Twitter today, and we were talking about this, and I said that particularly, like, for Sony's main group of people, this isn't something that's going to realistically affect them at all. And, you know, a lot of people, for me personally, were like, hey, you know, well, this matters or that matters or what have you. I just feel like, you know, it's just one of those things that I think each are kind of individual. Most people either have a 1080p TV or 4K TV, and if you're a console gamer, you probably game on that. I'm not saying you don't necessarily have a you know, a monitor, but I just don't really think that it's a huge deal as what some people are making out to be. Again, usually when it comes to PlayStation or whatever, people want to make a huge deal out of it because it's PlayStation, you know, and it's a bit unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I guess we'll have to see what happens, and I'm looking forward to hearing more on these consoles as we get closer to launch. We are a week away, or less than a week away. Let me know what you guys think. I will link all of this stuff in the description below. Please peruse it at your own prerogative and let me know what you think. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic night. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer, out.
Unscripted.